Welcome to our QR video sequence. I am the owner here and one of the lead developers of this product. Hopefully we're going to teach you a little bit about building with a woody log building system. We appreciate you watching, and hopefully you're going to learn something about building your dream log cabin. We're still on phase 2, putting the roof cavity on, or the roof overlay. Earlier we showed you this 2x4 that's put on, we call it a ledger. And the 2x4 ledger we had on as we put the roof on, just as a slide board. In case you slid, it would be something to stop you from sliding off the roof, but it is functional. This board was held back approximately 1 9/16 inches from the rafter edge. Okay, we're going to use that to nail our subfascia on, which is going to help keep guys on the roof. This plastic gets a little bit slippery, and it also helps in putting our rafters up because it gives us a bump point for that, or a reference point. So we left this plastic on. The guys now are going to come up and just nail, this is called a subfascia, a 2x8 subfascia. It's all laid out as we showed you earlier. Again, Josh and Alfred here are certified woody installers. They're from our local area here in southern Wisconsin. Again, if you need assistance, one of these gentlemen might give you a hand. Now Josh is going to space this end approximately 1 9/16 inches off the end of your knotty pine, the overhang. Okay, again, another tip. The reason for that is when we put the subfascia on the other side, it's all lined up. So again, you might want to reel your tape back and look at this again. 1 9/16 inches off the edge. And he's nailing it to that ledger board. This is all laid out. This is called a subfascia. On top of this is going to go our finish fascia. The terminology, finish fascia would be what you actually see. In some instances, this is going to be, it'll be either cedar, knotty pine, or what have you. Some spacer blocks are putting in here now. These are used so that they become a nailing lateral support for our purlin. So what we put on now is our subfascia, 2x8 subfascia. Now they're going to put our purlin on. Okay, you're asking me, why are we putting a purlin on? What does all this mean? Well, a purlin is going to be what the rafters set on. A purlin is typically, the terminology is some kind of a structural member that is perpendicular to the rafters, called a purlin. Now this can just get nailed in, and it's going to get nailed to our cross blocks here. And those come along with the kit, so that spaces your purlin for you. We send along 10-inch timber screws. The 10-inch timber screw will go through the bottom purlin into the rafter end. Okay, that's structural. So that purlin is fastened with a 10-inch timber screw. Alfred will show you how that goes in. Again, an impact wrench. These are sent along. Kind of center it in the 2x6. This is very similar construction to a pole barn. If you've had any experience with a pole barn, they will use regular rafter truss members. Then they put a purlin on top of that, very often a 2x6, and then the roof goes on that. Now we only have to screw the first purlin down. That again takes care of our uplift issue. The second purlin that's laid alongside of it, we just nail that into the first purlin. So we got double purlins up there. That becomes structure. Okay, our rafters are going to go over the top of that. So when the rafter goes over the top of our purlin, that gives us structure between our rafter members so that the roof load won't deflect one permit, sort of like a header. We would also call that a header. So that's why we put two of them in there. Again, that's structural. 2x6 purlins, they're all cut to length. Again, hold those 1 9/16 inches in from the outside. In a second, we're going to show you why that matters. So we'll let the guys kind of get the purlins in. The next purlin that's going in is going to be on top, within 1 foot of the ridge on the top. So when we come back, we'll show that. We'll give the guys a minute or two here to put this on. Then we'll set some rafters in. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you've been entertained a little bit. Hopefully you've learned a little bit about the woody log building system. The reality is anybody can do it. We've given you a little bit of a helping hand through our QR series and our initiative. If you have any further questions, contact us at the information listed.